If we're speaking about breathing not from the ribs and the lungs, like I was explaining it before, or just giving a superficial understanding of it, but breathing from the face, there's one important thing that you need to understand. Your nose and your mouth are anatomically connected. Yeah, they are inside of your face. 70% of your nose is hidden. You can only see 30%. If you touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue, you're touching the floor to your nose. So the roof of your mouth is the floor to your nose. So you're basically touching the lower part underneath the floor of your nose. If you, I'm not going to make it complicated for me to do these videos. I'm sorry for now. But you can just Google nose anatomy and you're going to see that the nose moves horizontally into your face. You want to try to breathe into your face horizontally, not up to your face, because anatomically that makes no sense. So if you want to have a greater access to air, you don't want to breathe up, you want to breathe in. We're going to make exercises where we are studying that, okay? But just for you to know now, you are inhaling into your face. Once you're inhaling into your face, you want to make sure that your mouth stays connected to the roof of your mouth, which means that you're going to put your tongue at the roof of your mouth. If you put the tongue at the roof of your mouth, you try to inhale there, it's impossible because the roof is being covered by your tongue, which then also means that no air can enter your mouth because everything is closed up. If you're doing sports and you feel very anxious because you have the sensation that it's too hard and your stamina isn't ready, put the tongue at the roof of your mouth so you don't breathe into your mouth. Why? Because if you breathe into your mouth, you're going to have a less efficient oxygen transportation because the air that you're breathing in is dirty and it's not being able to be cleaned up through the nose. And B, you're going to be more likely to take a lot of inhales to balance out your anxiety. The problem is for you to get out of the anxiety because you feel lack of oxygen, you need to hold your breath after an exhalation. So instead of inhaling, what you need to force yourself to do is to hold your breath for 2 seconds after an exhalation. And then, even though you feel like you're suffocating and dying once you do it, the next inhalation is going to feel better. What else? There's an anatomical connection from your nose to your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is important because if the diaphragm doesn't move and you don't train your diaphragm to move your ribs three-dimensionally, especially to the sides and to the back, you're not using your ribs. What is inside of your ribs? Your lungs. If you want to have a better nasal breathing experience, you need to also move your ribs. In order to be able to move your ribs, you need to be able to move your diaphragm. In order for your diaphragm to contract whilst you inhale, you need to close your mouth. If you open your mouth and you just breathe through the mouth, your diaphragm is going to be less likely to engage. That will mean that your lungs are not going to move so well because your ribs aren't moving and you're disengaging the anatomy, muscles, and bones and biochemical pathways that are connected to your biomechanic pathways to work efficiently whilst you're breathing. During your exhalation, you want your diaphragm to move up and relax towards your heart. If you are mouth breathing and you're breathing up to your nose, you're going to have the sensation that your inhales and your exhales fall short. For your inhalation or oxygenation to feel better, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you focus on your exhalations. exhalations are going to happen through the nose, but also by moving your rib cage together. And if you can, you want to hold your breath for 2 seconds after exhalation so that the next inhalation doesn't happen up, but into your face. And so the next inhalation allows you to breathe into your body with a sensation of width. Width happens through the diaphragmatic connection and also by improving and enhancing your nitric oxide production. If you didn't watch the video before, I would recommend for you to watch it because it shows why nitric oxide is so important for your breath. If you are in the wrong environment, as said in the 2 videos before this one, if you're in the wrong environment, you're going to feel slightly anxious. If you're in the wrong environment or the wrong connection of people, your breath will show. And so this understanding of your anatomy can help you to regulate yourself despite the environment or the wrong people that are in your life. But nevertheless, your breathing is always going to be by your side. And even if you train it, you'll have to make sure that the choices that you take from your mind and your behavior are moving you towards where you want to be in life. If you are not making sure you do that, and it doesn't have to be a great environment like the one that I'm in now, it can also be a perspective that you change, because environments change, but perspective usually stay the same if we are not aware of them needing to change. So everything is a connection of perspective, interpretation, external environment, internal environment, understanding of anatomy, and then making sure that the things that you do are being interpreted in a way that are good for you. Because whatever happens in your life depends on the story that you tell yourself, what is going to happen long term, in which direction your body, your mind, and your emotions are going to move. I hope that everything that I said was recorded and that you could understand as much as I wanted to express.